Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Who's popping? All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing me to just be happy and at peace with myself and my own being and also my past. And thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for motivating me and inspiring me to stand up for something that I've been wanting to stand up for my whole life. A cause that I've been wanting to actually bring whatever I can basically bring to the table and present something for that's different. Hashtag different, like I always say. But I decided to take a 48-hour break from all social media activity due to the fact that if you think about it, you constantly scrolling, you see different forms of entities. You know, you see a kid getting slain overseas, or you see a man getting his head tumbled in. Sometimes you got to give your mind and your heart a break from those things. You know what I mean? It's good for you to always be on there promoting yourself, but as I did before, I lost myself within social media. That's why I actually made the poem. I really had to take a break off of social media. The blue light rays effects and the radiation started to mess with my mind and my conscience, depriving me of sleep from too much social media. That's true. Cell phone devices actually send a radiation emission off throughout your whole body. It'll deprive you out of sleep and it'll mess with your mood. You ever touch the phone and you instant feel an instant vibration inside your hand? It's because you're touching it too much. You're scrolling too much on social media. The more data you lose or use, the more sleep you lose. I mean, you're constantly scrolling. You ran out of data. You just paid your cell phone bill 2 weeks ago. I have been a victim of that. They say social media is false prophethood, and I can agree. But anyway, I'm glad I have YouTube because I was listening to a motivational speech earlier, and they said if you got that fire within you, don't take no breaks, keep going. And I also heard a wise man said, I don't go to sleep until it's over. And my job and my mission is not over. If I don't have my kids right now, I might as well be worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, taking time out doing dawah, taking time out writing, taking time out studying Quran, and also making my salats. And that's what I've been doing. Besides other things that I want to talk about, but I'm human and I'm not sinless nor perfect, and nor am I striving to be. Allah said that if the whole world was sinless, He'll wipe all us away and bring about creations, a new creation, due to the fact that He created us to learn our way, and if we stumble, come back to that way and find Him. It's life. The life that we have is actually beautiful. We just look at it in a negative sense. Not, I'm gonna say that sometimes we look at it. Sometimes we look at it in a negative sense. But anyway, I wanted to share a story to my channel, our channel, a story that I necessarily didn't keep secret, but I never spoke about. I thought about it earlier. I had went to Houston, oh my goodness, a year ago. That was like the biggest, that was the best mistake I made in my life. Due to the fact that I learned so much from that move to Houston, it took me away from my comfort zone, put me in a uncomfortable zone, and I had to find my way again. I had to find myself again, and I had time to do that. I went through the hardest parts of depression. I had a harder depression in New Orleans, but that's when I first went through my form of depression and anxiety. Like, woke up one day after being sad, and this day I had woke up and I had actually texted my brother. I texted my brother and I told my brother, I said, man, I feel broken. And he could relate to that situation. He like, I know how you feel. I'm like, nah, really, like, this not me. I don't even want to go around nobody. I don't even want to be seen. After being sad for a couple of days, depressed for a couple of days, uncomfortable for a couple of days, feeling tired and sluggish, this one day I woke up with a stroke of anxiety. Like, I did not want to talk on the phone no more. I couldn't FaceTime anybody. If somebody tried to FaceTime me, I wouldn't even answer the call. But I said it to say this: depression will gradually take its course and snatch you. I wanted to share the ayat out the Holy Kitab. This is Surah 29, Al and Katbut. Let me see how you properly pronounce that. Suratul Al Suratul An Kat. What's it called? Katbu and Katbu. Something similar to that. Alhamdulillah, Sadaqah al-Azim. But in ayat 2, it says, Udu Birahim and Shaitan Rajim, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Do men think that they will be left alone on saying, we believe it will not be tried? Sadaqah al-Azim, show that Allah speaks the truth. I thought I passed my tests when it came to being a Muslim. I had spent the whole year within incarceration, and my testimony is I always struggled as a young individual growing up. I didn't know where I was from. I didn't know how to be a, a man, and I followed everybody else. I was raised in New Orleans. I mean, born in New Orleans. My Papa days, I remember growing up in the New Orleans East, the Willow apartments and the Lakewood East apartments until I got to like third grade. Moved to Metairie, moved to Kenner, but I always hung with individuals from New Orleans, like my 6 Ward family, my 17 Ward family, and when I would escape Metairie, the suburban areas, and go home to the urban areas, I always looked at the urban areas and saw a sense of pride. Like I felt home. I felt, not to say comfortable, but I felt warm. I enjoyed seeing the kids running up and down the street all day and all night. And I enjoyed, you know what I mean? I enjoyed stealing bikes. I enjoyed going on somebody's backyard and stealing out of the plum tree. I enjoyed doing those things. I felt whole. So I would always run back to that if I ever was able to. If my mama let me go out there for a week, and I would go out there, I started smoking cigarettes downtown and weed downtown. And I kind of like hated Kenner and Metairie, so I always rep the 17th ward of the city to a degree that I actually tatted it on my arms. This is my testimony. I was so fake and phony. But I got incarcerated for 8 years. Oh my God. And in jail, you know, you have to shower. And when people would be like, man, you from out the 17, I'd be like, not really, if you heard me. So I was, boom, hit with depression. I had to sit and stand around 100 individuals with Holly Grove on me, and I only was in Holly Grove for Pamper days. You know what I mean? I know people from Holly Grove, never went to school in Holly Grove, and I'm repping Holly Grove, and now I'm not repping Holly Grove because I'm conscious, and I don't want to do those stupidity things no more. When I got in jail, I'm like, the urban places where I feel comfortable and all that, but I was actually raised in the suburban neighborhoods. I love Kenner, I love Metairie, but I love New Orleans more as a whole, you know what I'm saying? It's just me to this day. People in Kenner know that, you know. I really don't fool with too many people in Kenner, no matter where my family is in New Orleans. Where my family come from, that's my roots. But imagine for one whole year, I'm around robbers, killers, and murderers with somebody else's hood. I'm around real uptown individuals, and I got uptown on me, and I'm not really stamped uptown. I'm a whole Kenner boy, basically, a whole Metairie boy. I'm town bound, you know what I'm saying? But depression hit me. I'm scared to take my shirt off. I'm scared to talk to individuals because I know you like, man, you probably the fakest mother I ever seen in my life. My first gray hair actually started inside of incarceration, and I did a trial period for 8 months, waking up, wishing I didn't. Tell you how Allah was with me. I never let an individual play with me when it comes to disrespecting me. I'd call your hands out in a flash, but standing up for myself mental was a different perspective because this conversation is not coming up. And the hardest thing to do is deal with an awkward silence. This is the elephant in the room. I just wanted to scream out at night like, I'm not from the 17. Like I really was battling with depression and anxiety from being fraud. I used to hear the word fake and would just tear up because I'm like, man, I know you think I'm fake as a mud, and no, actually, I'm not, dude. I just was a lost cause, and a lost soul. Well, traveling into the story for these 8 months, slowly but surely, you know, people reciprocated to my energy. One individual called himself playing with me early in the morning one day, and I'm telling him, I'm like, man, chill out, man. It's over something minor. I had told him that I would lay up there and get a package. He would get a package in his name of clothes, shoes for me, because I already had one coming, and you can't get nothing but one package. So he wasn't getting anything, so I was gonna pay him something to get me a package. And he called himself playing with me one day. So I'm sitting on my rack, and I'm thinking to myself, boy, you just don't know you about to catch these skibbity patch here, about to catch this feed. And he said something out his mouth, and it was almost the word fake. He said, boy, you don't shut your... I jumped out the bed. I'm like, what's happening? Let's come back up. Yeah, let's do it right now. So the whole dome, like, that's act. And I'm like, come on. I'm not even talking. I'm like, man, come back there. Come on. So the boy just looking like, man, I don't want to fight you. I'm like, shut your ass up and sit down, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So boom, people started reciprocating something. They like, all right, this dude not scary. I can look in his eyes and tell he's not scary. He don't look like no gangster, no killer, but he ain't scary. So, you know, the story never got brought up though. So while the people reciprocating the energy towards me, I am still feeling depressed because I want to get over this hump so bad. I just can't wait to go home and ink it up like I did. My praise be to Allah, because I'm smarter as a wise individual now. But I'm glad I went through that trial period. I'm glad I did. But that brings it back to the surah. In the ayah, it say, do men think that they will be left alone on sand we believe and will not be tried? That was a trial. That trial period I went through, I put myself through. But Allah sees out. If Allah didn't want me with those stupidity, ignorance tattoos, I would have never got them. Allah like, all right, this is really going to make you, your ignorance is going to make you stronger one day, individual, young man. That ignorance is going to make you man, look at people could not have survived those 8 months. When I tell you I was around some hardcore gangsters from out the city, went through that and never was played with nor laughed at or mocked, a lot of people wouldn't have made it through that situation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made sure I did. Do men think that they will be left alone on saying we believe I was a strong Muslim? And Allah knew that. Coming out of jail, got the ink covered up and things of that nature. I'm thinking that my trial period days are done. They wasn't. They wasn't. I went through a whole nother depression. I went through a whole state of anxiety. And we'll get to that later on in our YouTube videos, channels. I don't want to keep this too long. That'll be prison stories. That's prison story one. That'll be depressed story for the next anxiety. But turn on the notifications for my YouTube channel and my videos, and I'm going to be posting more. And it's not just about depression. Like, this was a comical one. Joke was on me for being fake and phony. I'm the realest person you'll ever see. May Allah have mercy upon you. You know what I mean? May you never have to deal with anxiety or depression again in your life. And if you do, this is the place to come to. This is the place to come to. I mean, in this sermon out, I guess, this video out with, excuse me, verse 3. It said, Udu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. It say, indeed, he said, indeed, we tried those before them. So Allah will certainly know those who are true, and he will know those who are fake. Liars. You're going to get tested in life. Stay perseverance, stay strong, fight. You're going to get tested just like I was tested and all the believers before us were tested. My testimony is a deep one. More to come. I don't want to just put a whole ocean in a small cup. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Inna ilahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Salat wa salam ala nabiyyin. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. See y'all soon, inshallah. Stay prayed up. Stay taqwa.